The following is an ESG video interview.
XIO is a storage vendor that perhaps deserves to be better known. To be fair, it has not always helped itself with changes of name and location. However, it seems to be heading in the right direction and has found some stability. It offers a genuinely unique architecture that's well suited to contemporary IT needs, and its management team is both experienced and committed. I talked with the CEO, Bill Miller, to discover more. Now, Bill is that rare bird combining business acumen with deep technical understanding. I first asked him what drew him to XIO and to give me, as they say, the elevator pitch.
You know, there are a number of other emerging companies in the storage space today that are having great success, doing interesting things. The space is really changing. At the same time, I looked at the architectures, the technical architectures that they're using, and saw some real weaknesses in the approaches that they're taking. And when I looked at XIO and the core elements of technology that were there and the core technical team that was there, I was really impressed. I saw some great opportunities for an architecture that would serve a space in the market that really meets the demands of heavier and more demanding workloads. XIO uses different architecture than the other approaches out there, and what that really does is provide predictable and scalable performance for demanding workloads that is far beyond what's achievable by some of these other emerging storage architectures. It uses shared disk, shared memory, active-active controllers, and mirrored writes between the memory spaces of the two controllers, which is very unlike what others are doing with write forward and on and Ethernet. XIO implemented the intelligent storage element, which we refer to as ISE. And the intelligent storage element has the dual active mirrored controllers and dual ported mirrored disk, or SSD, behind it. And for those who need a full featured SAN product, we have our iglu product made of ICE blocks, so cleverly iglu. Iglu takes a pair of clustered servers and implements the SAN services like snapshot and replication and volume management in those servers, but then puts ICE shelves underneath that. That allows you to have these dual active controllers in the data path that provide very high scalable performance for demanding workloads. So it's a very nice product line that allows you to go either the full featured SAN route in either all disk, hybrid, or all flash arrays, or to use the ICE underneath VMware or other software-defined virtualized data center models.
While ICE and iglu are certainly easy to remember, I asked Bill to move from what the products themselves do to explain more about what they can do for customers.
Some of the benefits that come from these unique architectural elements that XIO has implemented, they're really different in that you can actually get 100% predictable performance even when the system's full, 100% capacity. The way that XIO manages the media inside the storage within the ICE actually means that very often you don't have to change out a disk drive for as much as 5 years. So you just much lower operating cost in a large data center kinds of environment. And the way that XIO in its hybrid system handles the flash tier, it's really a second generation of hybrid that actually promotes hot data into the flash from the disk, but always writes first to disk in a grid allocation that's much faster. So again, very different architecture, doing things differently brings some real benefits without raising the price tag. And in fact, it's comparably priced or might even be less expensive than some of the other emerging architectures that are out there that are lower performing.
The level of not just consistent but affordable performance that Bill mentioned becomes crystal clear in the chart of SPC1 dollar per IOPS rankings from earlier this year. Not only does the XIO ICE 820G3 top the list, but it beats big names and some heavy-duty flash configurations. Clearly, such affordability is crucial when the I/O needs of mid-sized enterprises, XIO's prime targets, can be every bit as demanding as those of high-end enterprises. And that led me to ask Bill to expand on XIO's market fit.
For things that are much more demanding, things like online transaction processing and analytics applications, those have sort of stayed so far on the big iron kinds of storage systems, because the emerging players' architectures just aren't up to the task. But XIO is, because it's really different, again, it's very cost comparable to these emerging architectures, but it handles performance so much better in online transaction processing and analytics and modeling and simulation and design in VDI, for example. I mean, the kinds of workloads that are larger, they're more random, they're more active. They would just overwhelm the limited write capability and the limited flash capability of some of these other emerging players.
With IT increasingly virtualized and consolidated, pressure on I/O subsystems invariably increases, especially in terms of random multi-tenant workload performance. XIO's sophisticated but affordable ICE and iglu offerings can meet broad scaling and performance challenges without wasting resources and with unmatched raw reliability. Attributes that are, if you'll forgive me one pun, the polar opposite of many traditional approaches.